Hi everyone, my name is Maren Accord. I'm going to be going through my different art pieces that we created over the semester that made up my art portfolio. The first artwork that I have was for week 1 for the alien trap activity. This is my alien right here. He has, made him have 2 heads, and he has a lot of tentacles, 8 in total, 4 on this side, 4 on this side, and then little pincers at the end. The species name that I gave him was, made it up, it's the Dicranius polycarcinus, which literally translates to 2-headed, many-armed crab-like creature. The trap that I gave him, he's enclosed in a display case, so he was trapped and taken to the live alien museum to put on display. He's a very rare species, so this little kid right here, you can see he's pressed up against the glass in awe of this rare and unique alien life form thing. Yeah, this was really fun. And then the second art work that I have was for week 2. It was the design project. So this was representative of abstract art, and we related this back to the science standard. And as you can see, everyone kind of created their own little bug insect and then did the design inside of it. And the materials that I used was just kind of a heavy drawing paper, and then a pencil for the, I used a pencil for the initial everything, and then went back with a fine tip Sharpie to do all the intricate designs, and then a thicker Sharpie to draw in everything else. And then my next art project, or artwork, was for the watercolor project, and that was representative of expressionism. Expressionism is the art style that evokes emotion through vivid colors and really drastic images. So as you can see, this is a landscape art work, and everything painted has vivid colors. This is like pink river. I did kind of like a cotton candy tree explosion thing. We related this back to social studies, geography standard, and the materials that were used was, again, this heavy drawing paper, a pencil. I did everything in pencil first, and then went back through with watercolors, and then outlined it all with Sharpie. My next art piece was for the oil pastels project. The oil pastels project was representative of surrealism, and what we did was we created our own animal hybrid. So I did the body of a hummingbird with the wings of a butterfly, and we used oil pastels. I really liked this one. I liked all the colors, and I liked using the oil pastels, and so again, I drew everything out in pencil, went in with the oil pastels, and blended up here, as you can see, different colors, and then outlined everything in Sharpie. And yeah, that oil pastels was for language arts. We wrote a story about our hybrid animal that we created. The next artwork that I had was for the printing project. This one I had a little bit of trouble with, but it was still really, really cool to do. That was related back to non-objective art style, and that was representative of non-objective art style, and we related it to math standard. And the materials that were used, again, used a pencil. Well, actually, this time we had a pencil, styrofoam plate, markers, drawing paper, and a wet paper towel. So you used a pencil to outline and draw into the styrofoam plate. We used the markers to give it all the color, and then we used the wet paper towel to wet the drawing paper, and then we transferred the styrofoam plate image onto the drawing paper. So that was really cool. And that was, again, related to math. The next art project that I have was for the mixed media project. And this was representational art style, and we related it to the social studies standard. And we had to do a brown paper bag puppet with just different mixed media. So these cotton balls for his hair, these are coffee filters for his collar. This is a felt-like material just to add to the mixed media, and then everything else was construction paper, and then I used oil pastels to draw in his face. And it's obviously George Washington, so social studies standard. And we also, within that same week, were assigned an art history period. So I had Paleolithic, and so I did a cave painting. And you can't really tell, but for the materials, this is just a regular piece of paper, and I crumpled it up to give it, more of a texture, and I ripped it and stuff like that. And then I also got a medium and put it on the paper. Is kind of like it gives it this grainy, almost rock feeling when it dried. And then once it dried, I painted on to it something that, I imagine a cave painting would have. And this was just regular acrylic paint. And yeah. The next art piece that I had was for the drawing and shading week. And this is representational of realism. And we related this back to the math standard. And this one was really simple with the materials used because it was just drawing paper and a pencil with an eraser, and linen, and drew everything in pencil, and then smudged it and made it darker on some areas, and used the eraser in others, fingers on some to create shading. The last art piece was the one we just did, which was the 3D form project. So we had to make a 3D figure out of clay and kind of do like an animal. So I kind of had fun with it. He's kind of like a dinosaur looking thing with a horn and a tie-dye tail, and he's got scales going up his back. This was related back to science standard, and I really liked this. It was really fun to use 3D clay and things like that. I'd like to do that definitely in my classroom. I think kids would have a lot of fun with that. So that is my whole art portfolio. I hope you enjoyed, and I had a really great time this semester. Yeah, thanks so much.